Newcastle United travelled 5,000 miles to the country of Azerbaijan to play Qarabag. Will they come back with a win? Find out right here on Toon Tactics TV, folks.
Oh, brilliant from Cher. And now Murphy could take on the shot. Fabian Cher
All right, folks. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are blessed. And no matter where you are in the world, you could have been anywhere doing anything, but you're right here with me. So God bless you for that. For that, sorry. I am looking forward to tonight's show because not only are we going to be doing a match preview for the game against Qarabag, and it was really interesting actually doing some background study on Qarabag and the whole situation in Azerbaijan and their history and everything they're doing. And believe you me, on paper and everything else, yes, Newcastle are expected to win, but this is a far more difficult draw than I think I guess some folks in the media world would lead you to believe. It's a huge game, but it is a huge opportunity. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be reviewing the Aston Villa game and obviously the 3-1 win at Villa Park that has now drawn us a fifth round tie against Man City, which would be like our fourth game against City. Well, it would be our fifth game by the time we play them. And there is a potential, should we qualify, I think, to the semi-final of the Champions League, could be our seventh. We could play City 7 times, which would be absolutely insane. So we've got that to look forward to. Plus, hopefully, we'll fit it into the show, but we'll be fit into the show. We are gonna do it in the show. We're gonna do a secret scout team profile of a forward that has sort of recently or in and out been linked to Newcastle United. So I'm really looking forward to doing that's good scouting profile with you guys and getting you guys views and opinions. I am going to be, as we're kind of going into the Carabao game, interestingly though, so we've got all that to look forward to. Um, we're going to kick things off with a review of the Villa game in terms of data and everything else and all the other things that are associated to them. What I want to be doing is going into that in a minute. The interesting thing though is I'm gonna look at a few clips from the Spurs game and this this diamond midfield formation that Newcastle have been playing, and wondering if that's going to be the way we're going to be playing versus Karabag as well, and maybe some other games that we are going to be doing going forward. So all that to look forward to and more. And as always, I always encourage to see folks in the chat already. God bless you. Good to see James. Mate, how you doing, Phil? I'm doing very well, James. Hope you are blessed and always good to see you. Michael, good to see you. God bless you, evening, Phil, evening to you guys. So really looking forward to get you guys' opinions and views on all the games and everything that we're going to be discussing today. So without further ado, it's interesting because I was hoping to get when Newcastle on the Newcastle official website they get the full game replays and everything else because I wanted to get a little bit more on the diamond formation, and you see a little bit, you see bits of it obviously in the extended clips, but I wanted to get a full review of it. So I'm going to be using the Spurs game for that. But I just wanted to say that before I say this, actually, going into the Aston Villa game. And James says, controversial view. I think the summer we need to rebuild near and completely. I will rebuild set up at least who would have to go, Gordon and Murphy, as much as I like, but Elanga this summer only. Yeah, it's going to be a massive rebuild, James, for sure. I've been thinking a lot about it myself. I don't know. We're going to be doing a show about it. I think there's at least 4 big first team players that could go. I don't think 4 will go. I think a maximum of 2. who they are, I think Newcastle will work on a first come first serve basis where if you meet our valuation for a particular player, the first two for whoever those two are, then obviously you get the prize. So if Man City give us the 60 whatever 50, 60, 70 mil we're looking for Livramento, then they'll probably get Livramento, and then there's one more player that they'll sell between Tonali, Gordon, and maybe somebody else. And after that, the shop will close. Essentially, that's my thoughts about it. All right, so match preview. Oh, excuse me, match reaction to the Villa game. 3-1 victory. First of all, it's away, which is important. It's our second of the 4 away games. No, it's our. Who did we play first? Was it? Yeah, obviously Spurs. Yeah, so we beat Spurs away. Now we're beating Villa away, which is nice, which is really, really nice. And obviously, we're now going way away against Qarabag. But first of all, let's get into the Villa game. 3-1 victory, fourth round of the FA Cup. I don't care what anybody says. I'm pretty sure. I haven't checked everybody's uh, run so far, but Newcastle, as we know, played Bournemouth in their first opening game in their 3-3 draw versus Bournemouth. Not draw, and then obviously winning on penalties. Then obviously now we played Villa, and now we've got City as well. Thankfully, we've got City at home. Should we go through on that, it will be the run is incredible. But I'm not going to look at Sofa Scores ratings too much, and it's funny. Because they score it for different reasons. Obviously, well, they kind of. I want to get you guys send in your man of the matches for this game. First of all, I want to know your man of the matches for this game, and who you think, yeah, deserves man of the match. Essentially, what's interesting, first of all, is the lineup and what we're going to go into the stats and we'll look at the heat map a little bit. But what skews all of these things a little bit, just a little bit, well, maybe it depends, is obviously Villa did go down to 10 men. And that's nothing to do with us. That's up to their crazy goalkeeper, Bizot. But essentially, that's what happened. And so certain positions, certain ways that we're playing in the first half, the majority of the first half changed in the second half. Obviously, for instance, Voltemada played in a more advanced role, a lot more like a second striker. Whereas really, when he began, I would say that he was part of a midfield 2, midfield 3, depends on how you want to see it. But if we do this, if we first of all look at the starting lineup again, I did say we'll go from front to back, and I did say in our match preview that I wanted to know if Osolo would start and I did want him to start. I felt that that would be, and I wanted we all kind of talked about it as well, where uh, how we played against Tottenham, we kind of reverted back to the way that we know how to play. The runner FC air quote style, essentially powerful runners all along our front line. Obviously, not having Voltemada there, but essentially having powerful runners, whether it's Gordon, Elanga, Barnes, Murphy, in this case, obviously, it was Sola. I wanted to see if Eddie Howe would continue on that, and he certainly did that in this game by starting Osola up front with Barnes and Murphy on either side. And uh, with the way that it's on here, it's got Newcastle in a 4-2-3-1. I think it's more a diamond midfield. I think it's perhaps more of a diamond midfield, and I'll show you what I mean from the Spurs game. You're thinking, why am I showing the Spurs game and not the Villa game? I wanted to get the full game. I wanted to watch the full game for the Aston Villa one, but it hasn't come up yet, rather than the extended clips. because I wouldn't get a full view of it. And I'll show you what I mean when I show you the Spurs game. But it's got Newcastle on a 4-2-3-1. And there were times where it obviously, especially in the second half, with Voltemada playing in a more advanced role, and you'll see in the heat map here, again, a little bit more skewed because obviously Aston Villa had their man sent off. I wonder what Voltemada's heat map would look like before Bizzard was sent off, right? Now you can see from instance, Voltemada is in the half spaces just in front of the penalty box here, where he likes to play. Uh, and obviously a bit of and some heat map here in the penalty box. I think that would be a little bit different in the first. When would the Bizzle get sent off? Was it 30, 40 minutes, something like that? When the 46 minutes, right? So he got sent off in the 46 minutes. Was that in the second half? First half? It was in the first half, guys. Let me think now. Maybe it was in the first minute of the second half. Remind me, guys. Let me know. Maybe it's got 46 minutes. I'm thinking maybe in the first minute of the second half. Okay. So I think that changed the game a lot. Right. Okay. So I think that changed the game quite a bit. But again, good to see Osola playing. Good to see the intention from the beginning. Kind of, I feel like was to repeat how we were playing before, obviously with the change of personnel. Now, Whistle didn't start. We found out later on that he had a bit of a knock. I'm going to read the chats in a moment as well, but he had a bit of a knock. But tell me, guys, do you think he would have started anyway? I question mark if that would be the case because I do think Osola was a good choice to start off, though. But I did see a lot of reasons why Osola isn't getting into the first team just yet. I don't think he, for instance, he has quite the same IQ as your Gordons or Whistles when it comes to movement. In my opinion, he does make good channel runs, but I don't think often enough. First touch is getting better, but could do more. Terrific pace, terrific press, but I just think he needs to. He's lacking that movement and potency up front. Ramsey, although it doesn't show on here, I thought had a very good. Had a very good game against Villa, as he did in the Spurs game, and we're going to talk about the Spurs game again because I want to be able to show this diamond midfield. But Ramsey, I thought had a decent game. Although SofaScore don't give him that many ratings, I want to be able to see. So what do they get? Accurate passes. Overall, 76%. Passing opposition half, 68%. Passing his own half, 100%. Very neat and tidy, obviously, in his own half. Obviously, took a little bit more risks in the second half, in the opposition half, because he had to. But I like that about him. Total carrying distance. He made 10 carries in this game against Villa. And I thought he's, again, really, really, really tidy in the game. Made 2 progressive carries as well. Distances carried as well. 4 defensive contributions, 3 clearances, 2 recoveries, 2 out of 6 ground duels won. I think it was more than that. 1 out of 3 aerial duels was only dribbled past once as well. So that is interesting. But the man of the hour, the man of the moment, I'm going to go to the chats in a moment to get you guys' views. Obviously, again, do let me know who your man of the match was. Mr. Tonali. And what's interesting again about this game is we gave Villa a bit of a taste of their own medicine when we scored 2 goals outside of the box as well with via Tonali. And he certainly stepped up in this game. And what I like about those goals, actually, because it does go back to how we've set up and why Tonali. In fact, should I? I think I should, because I wanted to show something about that goal before I go into. Can I show it? I hope I can show it. About how the formation of how we're playing has has allowed Tonali to get into those positions. Let me just see if I can find it first. But I'll read the chats first, but I'll show you what I mean. Can't do that one. Let's see if yeah, stop making noise. Stop making noise. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. Let me find the right place. It will be the second goal. That's Voltamada's goal. That's Tonali. Which one is it? Is it the first one or the second one? It's going to be difficult to see. Which one was it? I'm going to have to slow it down so I don't get into trouble. If it's the one I'm looking for, then we'll do it. Settings, playback speed, slow it down a little bit. Is it this one? Was it the first or second one? Well, both really. Okay, so this is Trippier. Okay, brilliant. So this is. I wonder if that's it in the first second. But look at the positioning here. In fact, before we get that, let me just get to the chat. But I do want you guys to be mindful. This is, in fact, Trippier has just played the ball in. I'm gonna let me see if he does it for the first one as well. So that was the first one. Let me see this. That was the second one. Excuse me. Okay, brilliant. Even better. Even better. For the first and second goal, we'll do it. And why I'm hoping that we continue doing this so we score more goals as well. All right, so let me see because I see a few more folks in the chat. Big up, Mr. Wobojog. God bless you as always. You know, speaking of easy runs, Arsenal could fall asleep into an easy one. They might just sleepwalk their way into a quadruple with these with the teams that are coming up against. So you guys playing now like Macclesfield or something or Wrexham. I can't remember who you guys. I think Chelsea playing Wrexham. But anyway, big up Wobojog. He says, "Hey Phil, hope everyone had a good weekend. We've had a very, very, very good weekend. God bless you, Wobojog." James says, "Tino and Gordon, oh, I preferred option, but there's always a chance of Sandro going. But Bruno, I'm not sure if I think he would like to finish a full season. Then he may be looking at, but stays. Yeah, there's a lot of things are in the air at the moment, and it's going to be more in the air should we not get into the Champions League either. So let's see." Big up Adrian, God bless you. He says, evening chat. Even if it went in the chat, good to see you. Thanks for sending your man of the match, James. Mane, I said Mane, you know. Mine was undoubtedly Sandro as man of the match. Thank you for sending him in. Let me know you guys who you. Oh, Adrian as well has gone for Sandro as well. I do not blame you for that at all. Sandro as man of the match. Wobojog says, by the way, can I ask for a small favor as community member and friend on the 21st? What's happening on the 21st? Who are we playing on the 21st? Oh, what? City? We don't do favors, we play for ourselves. Should the ripple effect of that be that it helps you out, then fine. But you don't need a favor. I think Arsenal are big enough and strong enough to win it themselves. All that's going to stop you is what's up here for you guys. All that's going to stop you is what's up here. It's unfortunate for you that Eddie Howe is not your manager. He ha 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 ha. Adrian Pickett says, I saw it more as a 4-1-4-1. Yeah, you know, the beauty of that 4-2-3-1 or the diamond formation is that it does go into formations. But let me know if you can, Adrian, who was playing. I want to know who was playing in those ones for you. I'll be really, really interested to know. Liam says, even if Philip, oh, God bless Ian. Good, Ian. Liam, good to see you, sir. Even if Philip, great to see how go 4 behind. The pivot instead of a back 5 like I thought he would. And I agree that he should as well. In fact, when I saw that 4 at the back, I was thinking of you in our conversation. Think he'll revert to a 4-3-3 in Europe, though. I think he probably will against Qarabag for sure. I haven't even got to see on my tactics board if I even got Qarabag. So let's see how that goes. If I get a chance to go on the tactics board, sure do, hopefully. James says, oh no, you're talking to someone else. 45 plus. Oh, 45. So it wasn't the first half. It was the first half. Yeah, I thought it was it in the first half? It was in the first half that they got that Bizzle got sent off, right? It wasn't the first half. Liam Knowles says, in possession, you're right, Adrian, but therefore do a pivot out of possession 4-2-3-1 that allows us so much more fluidity, formation, and phase of play. And I'm going to talk about that fluidity in a moment. Liam says Murphy must have put fear on Emery. Villa turned mean machine on him, wiping out. Yeah, indeed. Sandro Nusola is Sandro and Nusola. I missed that one out because you did say Nusola is your man of the match, right? So this is what I love about this. First of all, this is the first goal, right? And who have we got? Just this is talking about. This is talking about giving Villa a taste of our own medicine. Is that we've already got two men outside on their boxes. They're ready for that rebound as well, which came. Hold on, did I slow it down by the way? Because I don't want to get into trouble. Maybe even more. Okay. Again, so good to see again. There's two men waiting for the rebound. I think that's Murphy there on the edge of the box. Keeper comes out, clears it. Oh, Barnes, look at it. Look, yeah. By the way, what I love about this is that it looks like Barnes, just before Tonali hits it, it looks like Barnes is going to get the ball. So Tonali has to adjust himself. Barnes doesn't touch the ball bounces again. And it's the way Tonali keeps his eye on the ball. Like he's so focused. Look how like he's keeping himself low. He's waiting for the bounce of the ball, full concentration, adjusts his body, and lovely technique. Gets his foot just in front of the ball correctly. Just that enables him to keep his body over the ball, just like that. Like everything, if you can see the way his body is, and you're going to see his foot about to move there. Everything with the way he's positioned himself, everything that is coordinated just to make sure he lets it low and as hard as possible, and boom. And I know it took a bit of a wicked deflection, but if he doesn't adjust himself like that, that goes over the stadium. And again, just before that went in, you had them outside the box there as well. Now, here's a second position, the second goal as well. Very similar. You're going to see both on the edge of the box. I'm going to look for them. I didn't do this when I first reviewed this, but I'm looking at, for some reason, I'm looking at Voltemada's movement here because you know how I've been talking about Voltemada a lot. I wasn't planning to look at Voltemada, but let me just look at Voltemada anyway, and the other guys as well. So it's almost like a 4-on-4 here. Let's see who he's trying to keep away from their defender's periphery. So Voltemada is okay. So you're going to see go to Trippier. Obviously, the second goal is for Tonali. But I'm also curious about Voltemada here. Now he sees his man here, and he at least Voltemada. Thank goodness, thank you, Lord, thank you. Voltemada is about to try and keep out of the defender's periphery here. He's trying to hide. He is 6'6", but he's trying to hide. Another defender's come to try and block him, but fair enough. At least Voltemada's trying, and at least he's drawn. He's already drawn the defender to him, right? So the ball comes in. It's about to be 4-on-4, 4-on-3. And you see where Tonali is. He said, "Oh, I scored that first goal by staying on the edge of the D here. Let me see if I can do it again." Oh, and it works out very well for him. By the way, Dan Burn gets the assist. It bounces to Dan Burn again. Tonali, I love his first touch. Opens up his body really quick before the defender gets out to him. So because his touch is so good and the way he's opened up his body is so good, that it takes the defender who was traveling like this, he's having to adjust his body, and it gives Tonali enough time and space to be able to take the shot, which is really good. Again, hard and low, over the ball, bang, fantastic goal. So I wanted to point that out. I think that's hopefully we're going to see more and more of that as we go on, and I'm seeing so I want to see more and more of that happening for Newcastle. Before I go to the chats, there was something else I wanted to show. Let's see if there's anything overall about the game. I do have Tonali as my man of the match, but I do also like what Gordon did. Voltemada's contribution wasn't too bad either. Tell me, guys, do you guys see Voltemada as a number 9 for Newcastle, even not even this year, but the years going forward? I am beginning to think not, in my opinion. Where that leaves him, I'm not quite sure. It is going to be very interesting to see. I'm also liking what Willock is doing, or I'm liking how Willock is kind of included in this game. All right, so again, average. It's all going to be a bit skewed because of what happened in that half. So it's all very difficult, but we did have the four on the back. You can see that here, Kieran Trippier is in a very advanced position. Lewis Hall on the other end. The two at the back here. Number 8 being Tonali, but then if you see the second heat map, and again, second half, he's spending a lot more time in opposition half. Nick Voldemar, the 2. Jacob Ramsey, again. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. But what I do like is, where's our overall stats for the game? Well, we only had 0.97 expected goals. I didn't expect that. Sheesh. Villas came from inside the box, was offside. By the way, I didn't even mention this whole time, by the way. I was going apoplectic. Oh my days. I'm just having flashbacks of all the crazy decisions in this game. I was having PTSD. And by the way, and I said it in my WhatsApp group, and I'm going to say it in the show, yeah. And look, and like I said, I'm always open to people's opinions about VAR, about anything, right? But from me to you and anybody who doesn't like VAR, for me, it's VAR for life, right? VAR for life. I don't care how long it takes for referees to come to a decision, so long as it's the right decision. I don't care when people say it takes the emotion out of the game. You score a goal, you don't know if you're gonna if it's gonna be taken off or not. I haven't seen anybody not celebrate. Like they still celebrate. I don't care. I do not care, guys. Honestly, and this whole thing about it was better back in the day because it was like the controversial decisions was okay. No, 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 no. Controversial decisions were not okay. If Newcastle United were knocked out of the FA Cup to Aston Villa based on that game, it would not be fun. It would not be it would not be, oh look, but it's all part of the controversy. It's just reminding me of how it was back in the day. No, that's not fun. It is not fun being on the opposite end of those horrendous decisions. The Digne blatant penalty. The Jacob Ramsey, the guy should have been sent off for that insane tackle on his leg. The offside goal, that is not fun to watch. I don't care. I don't care what anybody who is anti VAR has got to like. I'm being a bit emotional about it. I do care. I'll debate it, but whatever you have to say about the it was better before VAR. For me, it is totally eclipsed by what not having VAR does. And I think the referees, in my opinion, prefer to have VAR. Like they need the VAR. That referee was begging for a VAR. He knew what happened. He's already been suspended or something like that because it was insane. If that happened in any other country where referees are known to get blackmailed, we would have said that per referee has been paid off. That's how bad. That was how horrendously bad those refereeing decisions were. Like it was insane. So for me, again, if you don't like VAR, cool, we're still friends. Please do like, share, and subscribe. But for me, it's VAR for life. Right? It's VAR for life. So I just wanted to end it on that. All right, so yeah, I agree, man of the match for Tonali. Now, we're gonna do a match preview for the Qarabag game, but I'm gonna go back to the Spurs game to talk about what I'm hoping will it might be null and void because I do agree that we're probably going to see a bit more physical side. But I want to go back to that Spurs game because we saw a bit of a Villa game, this diamond midfield, and maybe it's a bit separate. Maybe it's a separate tactical change we'll talk about, and then we'll talk about the Qarabag game because I think Liam pointed it out. I think will be a lot more. When I say natural, our usual 4-3-3 selves against Qarabag. I think we're gonna do our best to physically outdo them. But I wanted to point out a few things that I liked, and if the full match uh, if the I wish that we had the full match analysis for the Villa game because I think we would have seen it. But hey ho, I do want it to show us a few things. Now let me just set it up, and then I'll do is I'll go to the chats as well. But what I did like about it, so this is Spurs game. Let me know if you guys remember any of this stuff from the. Um, hope I got the right thingy majigs right as well. The right, what do you call it? What do you call it? The right clips. There's different ones. Oh, does the settings not? Does it not? Can I? Is there no settings to slow it down? Okay, let's see what we can do. Is it this one? Let me get the right settings. Yeah, okay. So we'll start off with this. Do, 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 do. Is it here? Okay, we'll kick off. We'll look at it here. But okay, so oh, I thought I was showing it. We'll show it on the screen at the moment. All right, so let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Um, oof, I should have bought 2 bottles. But okay. Wobblejock says, LOL, it is actually funny that typical Arsenal fan has all the bravado and at the first sign of adversity, it's fold the club, so the players suck at. Yeah, you must. We get that, and we're like, obviously, like we're like 7th or 8th, but we're still doing one in the cups. But you're getting that, and you're top of the league, top of European, you're top of the Champions League. Yeah, it's crazy. We are built different. you have to you have to convince your own fans, isn't it? James says, of all tomato, consciously, I would prefer to be a striker until we can get a 10 or 8 combined this summer. I feel that Eddie is moving to a 4-2-3-1 for a more progressive tactic, having him break the low block. And that could be potentially it. And speaking of that 4-2-3, I'm going to talk about it in this game for this thing as well to get you guys' views on something. I want to get you guys' views on something, right? So, and forgive me, I'm going to be like, I forgot all the exact. I thought I've got the timings here right, but maybe I got the real timing wrong. Liam says to be a 9, big water needs a proper 10 to be a like Wirtz in Germany, innit? Needs a proper 9 like him, but he's not the answer for us. One player shouldn't define our style due to their deficits. I agree. I agree. And I know I keep going banging on about it, but if Stratton Larson was playing for Newcastle, I think we see a very, 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 very different Newcastle. James says, Digne, that should have been a red card. It wasn't a Jacob Murphy. Oh, was that Digne? I forgot. Was that Digne? Like, it was it? Oh, like, yes, it should have been a red card. Robert Phil, the conspiracy theorist in me thinks they did intention. I heard this. I've heard this, Robert Jog. As a look how bad some of these calls can be with that VAR not stopping complaining about it. I know a few people have said that. In reality, I think or I know anyway that no one's really that smart to be able. I think Arkham's razor, the simple answer is usually the best. It's just incompetence. It's just incompetence. Honestly, it was incompetence. It was incompetence. It was just blatant incompetence. That's all that it is. Um, and they're having to adjust. I think part of it is having to adjust, not having VAR. I don't know if any of you guys, for instance, do a bit of exercise or whatnot. I do when I can, but I think I've talked about it before. So I usually run out like outside outdoors. But I remember when I had to, but before I was like running outside, I was doing a lot of running. I was doing I was going in the gym and running. And whenever I could run in the gym for like on the treadmill for an hour and a half, but as soon as I would try and run outside, I would be gassed out in 10 minutes. I forgot, I think my man Vader from Citizens FC said he gave a technical term for that, but I'm sure you guys felt it. And if you at the same time, I can run outside now, I can run hour, whatever, but you put me on the treadmill, I'll be gassed within 10 minutes. And I think it's a little bit like that for the referees. Now that they've come off, they came out, they obviously they came, they've now that they're on VAR and that they had to come off VAR, they're gassing out. They're just incompetent without VAR now. They're having to focus. It's what's convinced me is that I don't think they're fully focused for the whole game because they got VAR. If they had phones, they'll be scrolling. Liam says ref lost his head and never recovered. I agree, happens to players, but they have teammates to pull them through. His liner strung up the rope and kicked away the chair. Yeah, the linesman left him hanging. Did the linesman get any sanctions on him? I think he got suspended. He certainly got suspended because they had to look at that and say, "Raw." I think anybody watching that game, when they watch that game, they say, "Oh my word, this is crazy." Liam Knowles says, speaking to Wobo Jog there. Aaron, big up Aaron. God bless you. Good to see you. He says Voltamada was playing as a left 8 hybrid. Yes, was a 4-5 run out of possession, especially in the first half. Red card to the keeper. That's exactly it. Allowed Voltamada more license to roam. His best position is a number. So you do think you think he's a number 9? I agree with the what I think is that he played as an 8 for sure. The sending off changed that against Villa, right? And he played more as a 10-9. If let me ask you, Aaron, and anybody else really who believe that Voltamada's best position is a 9, is his best position as a 9? So number 9 could be his best position, but is it in the Premier League though? Is he better served as number 9 in Germany or in Italy or in Spain, but not in the Premier League? Because the physicality, I thought he could handle the physicality. I don't see it so much. Robert, I don't get why I get international refs best in class. Are they? I don't know. I think for me, I don't take that as a given so much, to be honest. And I want to see these international players handle Premier League games. I wonder because if our game's faster, it's more intense. I don't know. Whenever I see referees in Spain, it's hot. There's the stadiums aren't always full. It feels like it feels more leisurely. Whereas whether if they're managing this game against Villa, it's wet, it's windy, it's evening, it's pacey. Like, what are they gonna do? Right. James says, to be honest, I rarely rage at referees, but this is one time I accidentally lost my temper with a ref, but also did this the linesman as well. Me too, James. I'm sure you guys can vouch me. I don't really. I think someone even mentioned it on the channel. Said, "Oh, we're getting this referee." And I'm pretty sure I said like, I hear when people do that, like they mention referees and they don't like this referee coming on, but I can barely remember. I don't really focus on referee. I'm not that like, oh, it's going to be this referee, therefore we're gonna get bad decisions. I don't really focus, but this game took the absolute biscuit. Right, so this kind of bleeds into the Qarabag game, kind of doesn't, but it is kind of also to do with the Aston Villa game. Obviously, that went after this game against Spurs. But we're talking about: is it 4-2-3-1? Is it excuse me? Is it's 4-2-3-1? Is it 4-4-2? Is it what is it that Newcastle are playing? and Diamond, and obviously I forgot who it was. I want to say it's EBL football, but he talks about how Newcastle were pressing with a diamond midfield. I'm gonna get back to this. I wonder if it's there. And what he means is we were pressing with two at the front. Let me see if I can see it here. Is it here? He was pressing where he saw it. Make sure I'm showing the screen. Yes, I am. Right. So he talked about Newcastle pressing in the. It was right at the beginning of the game, and then there was one where I got out 2017. Let me see if I can. You got this. Where he talked about Newcastle pressing in a diamond midfield. So let me see. Let me see. So that's the replay. Okay, that's a corner. There was something that we did. Maybe it show it here. He took a long ball here. He gave up because we were pressing really, really well. If I can't find it, I'm going to go to 2017. Just going to put it to 2017. That was there. We started really well in the game, by the way, as well against Spurs. Uh, yeah, so he gave up. So we were pressing in a 4-2. You can see the two at the front here. I want to say it's got two at the front there. I can't see who's there. I was going to say four is going to go 2-3-2-3, but with a diamond midfield. But you're not going to see it here. Maybe it's in the 2017. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I want to show us pressing because EBL talked about it when we were pressing. And but I think it was a bit of a lot of different things that we were doing. Let me see if I can find it. Come on, let me find a kickoff. I've got to find a kickoff. That was the corner. Is it here? Then we're pressing. Oh, okay, yeah. So a little bit. Okay, let me just do it 2017 here. So he was talking about us pressing. You're gonna see it here, right? So we're pressing using a diamond midfield. You can't see the midfield because you've seen the front bit here, but essentially, can you guys? Okay, so you're gonna see it here. So you're gonna see Gordon going across here. What's annoying about this is I can't slow it down, so I'm hoping I don't get into trouble. Is it quality? No, that's quality. I can't do the speed for some reason. So you're going to see me stopping and starting quite a bit here. So you're going to see the press. And look what's interesting. Obviously, Gordon at the front, but joined by Willock this time. And look how narrow Mr. Ilanga is as well. Ilanga's a right winger right here, but he's playing very, very narrow. But we were pressing in the front too. It's part of the reason why you saw in the previous clip, Bakari just ended up going long because the previous two that were pressing in the two as well. Now, Ilanga in this case is the tip of that midfield. We're playing the top double pivot of in this game it's Ramsey and Bruno. And you're going to see that Bruno obviously was more of the six with Ramsey in advanced positions. We're going to show that with what's his name with Willock as a tip of that diamond. And what you'd have is our forwards, our right wing and left wing forwards, also at times coming narrow, and our fullbacks coming on the other side with Trippier, especially on that right hand side. Trippier advancing. Obviously, Hall wasn't playing; it was Burn. So you're going to see less of Burn doing that, but it was a lot more with Trippier advancing as a fullback, and that allowed Mr. Langer here to narrow in. But it all situated with that double pivot of Ramsey and Bruno. With Bruno in the six, Ramsey advanced, and Willock advancing even further as the tip here. So you can see here what they're pressing in that 4-4 in that well, it depends how you want to call it. Some would say 4-2-3-1 or a four. I think it's a 4-4-2 with a diamond shape, but it's not rocket science here. But it is. This is how we press essentially, and I thought it was really really interesting because it allowed us to play with at times four at the back, as Leah mentioned, or three, depending on which fullback went forward, with the base of that diamond very much in front of the fullbacks as well. So you can see them pressing here. Vicario wants to hit the ball through the center so they can travel with it, but Willock's on it. Gordon is blocking off Dragozin. They're forcing it onto Mr. Van der Ven, who isn't the greatest at playing out the back. So they're forced out wide where Elanga is here, about to close up Jed Spence. And now Vasos is all left to Van der Ven to come out with it as well. So again, difficult. Now Van der Ven, this is Van der Ven with all his pace and power is not the greatest on the ball here. I can't remember that someone said just give it back to the keeper because we're not getting anywhere. And already you got Elanga pressing, you got Willock pressing. They're not going to get out wide. I think this is Trippier as a fullback pressing into the midfield here. Ramsey in behind, so it's already too difficult, and they're having to hit it long. And I want to see if we end up winning it anyway because we've got two brilliant fullbacks, and it's one. And you can see in this case, we got three at the back, but who's in the six here? That's Bruno Gomes with a two, and again we're rotating, but we've got two, you can kind of say two advanced eights, but it's obviously the fullback here. But you've got three at the back with the number six here. I want to see. Let's see who gets it. We collect it, and it's done. All from that press, and it's our ball already. So I thought that was super super interesting. But that was just from the press itself. I wanted to also show how we attacked. I'm going to go to the chats in a moment to see if we've got any chats. But there was another. Forgive me, guys. I thought I had. It was very. I haven't got the. I've got like the timings, but I feel like I'm not somehow, some way, I got the timings not so right. But okay, we're going to show another incident here as well. Let's see what you guys are thinking so far. Aaron says, I liken Voldemort to Harry Kane. Stylistically, very similar players. I think he would be very effective number 9 with a system change. He's technically so good not to be effective. Harry Kane didn't need a system change because he was such a good number 9, though, right? I feel like Voldemort could be a Kai Havertz, Berbatov like, but he needs to be better with his one-on-ones. Bobby, in my view. Bobby Fairview, good to see you, sir. God bless you. Guys, do look out for we're planning a show talking about finance and everything else with Newcastle accounting coming up on the 4th of March. We're going to be doing that. And we're going to be talking about Chelsea's. I don't know if you guys saw Bobby's, and I encourage you guys, if you haven't already followed Bobby on X, he's got a fantastic, I don't know what you'd call it, article on Chelsea's finances and what they're doing. So do go on that. Bobby Fabi says, big up Philip in the chat, just letting you know I'm here. I've got your playing in the background while I work. Big up to you. Thank you, sir. God bless you. So guys, yeah, look out for that. We're planning a terrific show for you guys. Bobajog says, not the biggest fan of EBL player. Oh, thanks, Bobajog. A level analysis, to be honest. Their team level structure, tactics, okay, though. All right. I hope you don't mind, Bobajog. I just thought it was a good that he pointed it out, but I don't think it was just our press that did that. So obviously I showed you the press, but I'm going to show a little bit more from it as well. So do just bide with me for a minute. Aaron says Harry Kane always has players around him. Baltimore that needs the same. He does. I think he does, though. I really think he gets enough players around him. I don't. They can't. Almost they can wrap a coat around him almost. Bodrick says Baltimore needs a class 9 to play off like a Kai Havertz. Yeah, exactly. Right. So we just showed you um, the diamond press. I also think that there were moments in this game or different transition phases in this game when Newcastle also use the diamond midfield. And again, it's rotational. So you're not always going to see the same players, but you're going to see them in the similar positions, right? So take this one, for example. Which minutes is this? 7:49. Right. So already you've got three in the back here: Chow, Botman, and um, Burn. Right. You're gonna see Bruno here, who's typically in the sixth position here, right in front. Now, Gordon's dropped off, but he's about to go back to his place here. But you're always going to see in this double pivot of Bruno and Ramsey, it's a really good double pivot as well. I wish Bruno wasn't injured because I would have really liked to see how it develops. When Miley comes back, let's see how it develops with Ramsey as well. Uh, but Bruno in the six, Ramsey in a bit of advance, and you're going to see obviously at the tip of that diamond, you're going to see Willock in the moment. This time around, Barnes is out wide because obviously Burn is here. Now I'm going to assume that Trippier, who is out of the screenshot here, is a little bit advanced, and you're going to see Elanga dropping in, or inverting in, supporting with Gordon, Willock, and you're later going to see Ramsey joining in as that. So just to see how it plays out here. It's very similar. We'll pick it up again in this first, you can say first, second phase of the pitch here, somewhere in between. Now, but again, you're going to see number 6 here, or 39, but 6. Bruno dropping in with none other but Ramsey in an advanced area here. Bernard this time goes for a long ball and gets out here. Let me see what I got here because I'm looking. 7:55. Yeah. So you're gonna see here. So Bruno here in the 6. Mr. Ramsey up front. Now they've gone long this time, but who have we got? We've got Gordon up front, with Elanga now inverting in because I think Drippy is advanced with Barnes about trying to pick up the ball, but I think Dragons ends up kicking it out. But again, you've got about 3 or 4 Newcastle players in advanced areas against Tottenham here, almost matching up with them man for man because of the way we're playing. Now they've kicked it away, and again, we're gonna show this here. Remember, 3 at the back, Bruno in the 6. I think Trippier even drops back here. Actually, you can see him dropping that back here. 3 in the 6 here. So you're going to see Willock this time being able to drop back and rotate because you can see Elanga here inverting in with Gordon and Barnes. So this time it's a 2-3. They kind of float between that 2-3, but it's a diamond midfield. Well, so this time it's a diamond midfield with Bruno in a 6, Ramsey advanced, Willock a little bit more advanced as well. But I really like the way it worked, and it's how it connected to the front 3 here. You're going to see it here. Bruno collects the ball, exceptional first touch, as you expect from Bruno. And already you've got 2 8s here. Already 2 versus 2 already here. All Bruno has to do is get it out with 4 in the back, with 4 this time in the back. So even if Bruno loses the ball, so even if Bruno should get tackled here, which is almost impossible because it's Bruno, but should he get tackled here, it's still verse 4 verse 1, or at the very worst, if Simmons gets on his bike and Odeberg gets on his bike, it's still 4 verse 3. We still outnumber them, which makes it work very, very beautifully. But this time, Bruno collects the ball with the 2 8s in front of him and the 3 other players in front of him, right? And this is how we overturn the ball. Again, get the ball. You're going to see a fantastic turn from Ramsey in a minute. Brilliant. He gets himself fouled, but he takes out a whole midfield with that. A referee plays it on, which is fine. Barnes picks it up. We've got 3. You're gonna see about 3 players here in a moment. Let me see how many are up front. Barnes picks it up 3 on 3, and that's what made this diamond midfield work so quick, so well. As I said earlier, Bruno picks up in the 6. Should Bruno lose the ball, it will still be 4 on 3. Bruno gets the ball anyway, gets it over to Ramsey. Ramsey makes a fantastic turn. Imagine if he wasn't fouled, there would even be more players up front. He gets fouled anyway. Barnes picks it up. And look, we've got a 3 on 3 situation here already. Well, okay, 3 on 4, sorry. I didn't see Jed Spence here, but a lot more numbers up front here. And you're going to see Trippier now on his bike joining the fullbacks as well. So I thought it was more of a diamond midfield, um, which allows the formation to be fluid between a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, 4-1-4-1, or a two, or almost like a 2-3-2-3 as well, but more of a 4-2-3-1 with a diamond shape as well. If you see it here, and I love the one-touch football, by the way. I love the one-touch football. Trippier up in the open space. Imagine if this is Livramento. Now, Trippier does a fantastic job, but imagine this is Livramento and Hall on the other side. This is why our fullbacks are so key. Like Chelsea, Tottenham are very lucky here. Now, you're going to see Trippier here on one side. Now, Burn hasn't got the legs to get up here, but fine, whatever. It's still about, 4 or 5 Newcastle strikers, players. Willock, being the advanced state that he is, again, at the tip of that diamond. Ilanga's central here, by the way. It's Ilanga with Gordon on the left, Barnes in just behind, and Trippier on the other side. I thought it was brilliant. Willock takes the shot, but it's very, very fluid, is my point. So I thought it was more of a diamond midfield. I'll show one more to kind of maybe see what you guys think. But it was very, very fluid play. I thought we could have scored even more goals as well. And I'll go to the chat in a moment. Is it here? Might be here. I don't know which clip this is, but I think it should talk about the diamond midfield a little bit more. So let me see what have we got here. Now this is Ramsey. This time he picks up the ball. 3 in the back. Elanga, Willock, and I think Barnes just in front. Let me see. So again, Ramsey's here. Everybody gets on their bikes. What am I looking for? Ramsey's here. I think this is number 6. I think this is Bruno. So Bruno's here in number 6. 3 in the back. Ramsey's in advance of Bruno. So it's almost staggered, right? Everybody else sets off on their bike. Elanga inverts a lot in this game, right? I just realized that. Elanga's a vert, but the idea being that we can, rather than it being flat or Elanga's just sticking to the channel, to the flank, it's given Prince the likes of Burn lots of options. He can give it to Ramsey. He can give it to Elanga if he's really free feeling it, or to Barnes here. Gives it to Ramsey, who's in advanced position again. Look where Bruno is? He stays where he is in that number 6 role. He's not tied to it, but he mainly stays at the base of that 6 role. I can't see where Willock is. We're going to see where Willock is, but again, beautiful. You're going to see Ramsey again, beautiful with the ball. First time touch outside of his foot with Elanga in advance of him, with who? None other but Barnes and Willock at the tip of that midfield in advance of them. So this is how it goes. 3 in the back, Bruno in the 6. Bruno in the 6A, Ramsey B, and Willock right in the front at the tip of that diamond C. Joining the attack up front with Lango licensed to roam as well. But that's where Willock is. He's part of that midfield guy. He's not striker. He's part of that midfield. We haven't even seen Gordon yet, by the way. Great layoff. This time, where's Gordon? In that number 9, keeping Van de Ven very, very busy. But look, with Willock at the tip of that diamond, you've already got almost like on that flank 3-on-2, just for that temporary moment. Ramsey continues his run. We're going to see Bruno joining as well. But again, the fluidity continues. I think, I can't remember, I hope it's a bit of one-touch football here, or two-touch. They keep it going. But the idea being, you see Elanga now joining in. This time, Gordon takes on. Langa's a little bit up front here, but then again, 2 up front here with Bruno here on the side. A little bit of triangle football. Now, quick. This is Ramsey. Beautiful through ball, by the way. One touch. Great stop by Gordon. I wonder if Elanga makes that run a little bit earlier. It allows Gordon to play in that space, but fine. It wasn't that great a touch, maybe a little bit better. If it was a little bit better, you'd been able to do it. But fine, great. Again, one-touch football. Bruno this time continues to advance with Trippier in the 6. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Newcastle players in the opposition half, ready to go. We're forcing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Tottenham players at the back. There's 10 Tottenham players at the back, guys. I think the whole, just with 6 Newcastle players just forcing them forward. I really like this. Now, this is unlucky. This is 4 or 5 players in the penalty box. I'm looking for movement. I wish I could slow it down. Movement, lots of movement. Better quality on the ball. Unlucky there. Front post run. Unlucky there. A little bit lower. That could have been his. Maybe a little bit further. Even if it was a little bit behind the play, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4 Newcastle players put in the back. A lot better. A lot better. I'm going to see if there's one more. But I'm liking it. Let me go to the chat in a moment because there's something else I wanted to show as well. Maybe if I get a chance to. Is it here or is it just before? He picks it up, but I feel like there's something a little bit earlier. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Was it here? So, guys, let me just check something. No, I think this is set pieces. Is it here? Maybe here. No, that's too far ahead. Is that too far ahead? Is it too far ahead? But maybe it is it. Let me just check. It does have the 3 in the back, diamond. Let me see how this plays out, guys. Now, I can't remember if this is it. So again, 3 at the back. Chow, Botman, Burn. Number 6 this time, Bruno. Tottenham don't know what to do. They're getting played out. I think it's Barnes that drops in to see if he can collect the ball. Is this the one I wanted to show? Even if it's not, it's fine. 4 at the back, ish. But not really. 3 at the back. Diamond. Now Ramsey's here. Again, ahead of Bruno. Ramsey's here. Willock's here. It's like a diamond. All in advance here. All that allows us is gives the option to either for your Barnes or Langas to drop in or to invert. I think Trippier must be either. Let's see where Trippier is in the moment here. And with you see Willock here advancing. He's about to go into Elanga's position. Elanga inverts. A lot of fluidity again. All in one move. You've already got 4 or 5 Newcastle players, all putting a big old strain on Tottenham's the defensive front line. Now, even from this position, should Elanga's calling for the ball here? I don't know who the ball goes to. I can't remember here. But should Newcastle lose the ball here, they've still got 3 Newcastle players at the back here and the number 6 in Gordon. So the rest defense is a lot better. I think it's going to switch the ball here. Because these 3 players here, nearly 4, now Elanga's calling for it. He's going to get real vexed here in a minute, but it doesn't matter. He's able to switch the ball because they create all that tons of space here. And they're forced back. Again, I don't know how it plays out. Great touch. Second touch. Beautiful. Man on behind him. Who is that? Ramsey. It's Ramsey. So it's a lot better in terms of our build-up plays. I'm quite excited about it, about how this works out. I just feel like at any one point, should we lose the ball, Burns making underlapping runs here. Any one point, should we lose the ball, we're in a position where we've still got three defenders at the back and the number 6, which makes it all work out really. So a lot to kind of to digest here, but you can see why it's difficult to just say, is it a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-4-2 diamond formation, which I think at its heart that's what it is, but it allows the fluidity and the rotation and the changes, in my opinion. But yeah, let me think of what you guys. Let me know what you guys think of that. Robojog says classic. Is that classic striker? Ooh. Right. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh yeah, and folks, please do. Excuse me. Please do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bobby says, Thanks for the plug, my bro. Don't worry, we'll make it relevant to Newcastle. I'll explain why Chelsea will no longer be inflating the transfer market. I'm looking forward to hearing that. Now it's going to be Man United that's going to be inflating the transfer market. That's what they love to do. They really love to do it, and then they tell me, no, 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 we're getting places at cut prices. I'm still debating with some of our well-known content creators who swear to me that they got on Bremo for a discount, and that the only reason that Newcastle didn't get him is because Mbeumo rejected them. But then I said to them, "But you guys were, but you ended up essentially in the bidding war by yourselves. We weren't in the bidding war with you. Arsenal weren't in the bidding war with you, just by yourselves, and you just end up paying 60, 70 million for a player that nobody else was in a bidding war for. Like it was anyway. Anyway, I digress. Aaron says it's going to be hard to play a diamond midfield, especially with Bruno being injured, because of his press resistance and ability to play forward. Sandro, as good as he is, isn't exactly press resistant. So Eddie Howe would have to really pick and choose when he does it. He did it against Villa, but that's because they didn't have McGinn and others who would really press him like that. I think Ramsey can do it, and there was a period in this game Ramsey can definitely do it. I think Willock can not Willock, Miley. If Miley for a minute can stop playing right back, when Livramento comes back, hopefully stays fit. When Miley can do that number 6 role, and Ramsey can do that number 6 role as well. Tonali too, but obviously when he's not as press resistant. But you can see it here. Tottenham couldn't really. Maybe because it was Tottenham. Maybe against a team that doesn't care, not doesn't care, but is a little bit more disciplined and structured, it's going to be more difficult for us. But Tottenham really found it hard to even press because of the 2 advanced 8s. Aaron says, I guess one way, excuse me, one way we could have moved forward is Ramsey, Sandro, and maybe Willock as a midfield going forward. Ramsey is a press resistant and has the ability to play forward, so it can work. Yeah, I think Ramsey, honestly, the more I kind of do it, especially when I kind of get to watch these games back, Ramsey's such a good player. Again, another thing, as I said, VAR for life, and I'm also going to now say, whenever people talk about Newcastle's transfer window, Ramsey cannot be included as a dud. Like, that conversation is over. For me, not over. How do I say it? Because I always want to encourage conversations. He's not a dud, right? I hope we can agree, guys. Especially since at least since the PSG game, Ramsey has gone into strides. It's a bit like Florian Wirtz. People were laughing at Liverpool, saying you spent £100 million, and the guy. No, Mr. Wirtz is the real deal. Like he's I'm no longer on that bandwagon of saying they bought a dud in Wirtz. Same way as I say it in Ramsey. Aaron says, "Oh no, I already read that one." Somebody's been getting really lucky with penalties. I think it's Arsenal. I don't know. Right, so sorry. James says, I never said Ramsey was to be honest. I thought he showed promise at the start more than Elanga at the time. I thought he was useless. And the Langa's again getting better. Like I'm so excited for these guys. I'm growing, I'm emerging excited for them. The more I kind of talk about it and see what we're doing, how we're doing it, I'm like, okay, let's just see. Let's see. There's Eddie Howe is cooking something here. Like there's something building here. Joe Linton's back as well. So Joe Linton's back. Let's see how I wonder where Joe Linton fits into this, because this free flowing football that we just saw against Tottenham, who do you take off? Not Ramsey. Can he do the same way that Willock does? He's not as good as Willock going up front. We don't want him in the 6. I don't know. We have to see where that's it. Oh, I was just about to start Qarabag, but I have to say, I have to bring a pause and I say, God bless you and great to see you. Geordie 2 for life. Incredible. Good to see you, sir. Good evening, Philip. Good evening to you, sir. Always, always a fantastic privilege to have you join the show. Right. Qarabag, 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 Qarabag. And please do, if you guys got more ideas about our formation or anything like that, how we're playing, I'll keep sending that in. I'm going to talk about Qarabag though, and but do just keep that conversation going. Now, Aaron says, I really want to see Mane in the 6 when Montino is back. Push Sandro into the 8th role. Yeah. Sandro, Ramsey, whoever. Right, so Tonali. No, it's Qarabag actually. Qarabag. Now, I hope I've got it in the right place because I do have our secret scouting. I don't want to ruin it by having it in the wrong place. Yeah, here we go. Now, what I love about this, is Qarabag is, for those that don't know, Qarabag is a team based in Azerbaijan. I want to give a brief history on them because I want us to understand the psychology and the emotional context that this game likely has for Qarabag, their fans, and everybody there. I think they're in a 65,000 seat stadium as well. So I think they got a bigger stadium than us. In fact, let me double check myself because that's what I saw on this video. And I encourage you guys to watch, is it Football Onside? So, Football Onside, um, Qarabag Stadium capacity. Let me write that. Qarabag Stadium. I'm pretty sure it's 65,000. Qarabag Stadium capacity. Oh no. Nah. Okay, this is 5,000. No. I swear on this video they told me it's 65,000. They said, yeah, no, I'm right. No, I'm right. But Baku Olympic Stadium, 68,700. Baku Olympic Stadium, where I think where we are playing, holds 68,700 people. It's bigger than St. James's Park by more than 10,000. So there's that. But there's a big history to Qarabag and their team. And I want to mention, I'm not going to go like through the entire history, but I wanted to kind of explain that they were founded in 1951. Then there was there was a conflict that broke out in Azerbaijan, in the area of Qarabag, between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Anyway, long story short, as a result of that, at one point, Qarabag were exiled, they had to leave that area. They had to set up somewhere else. They were like in the wilderness in terms of like footballing wise. They were renting stadiums, playing in the opponent stadiums and stuff like that before Azerbaijan won that territory back, and they came back to that area, built that stadium, and they grew as a team, especially under this coach, Gurban Gubanov, who was appointed in 2008. He's been there for 17 years, and he's kind of brought that back. That they liken it to almost like tiki taka football, short passing football, and a 4-2-3-1 formation. Speaking of 4-2-3-1, right, under him. So he's appointed. Qarabag has dominated domestically, winning 12 Azerbaijan Premier League titles, including the most recent 24-25 season. They've been dominating recently, right? But this is on the back of this incredible history. They've had different milestones in the Champions League group stage. They were very close to qualifying in different times, had it not been for certain decision making. But this is like, but I think against Inter Milan, against Leverkusen, different stages. So this game, I think this probably is again another opportunity. I think it's the furthest they've been. But should they beat Newcastle, they get to that second phase they've never been to. It would be absolutely historic for them on the back of war, refugee club, everything, all the emotions behind it. I think they were valued like at £20 million or something like that. Um, there was a period of time where there's only Azerbaijani players playing for them. Now there's a lot more foreign players playing for them. They've grown and developed in their style, in their play. I got to watch them against Club Atleti and against Chelsea, where they got a 2-2 draw. They showed a lot of heart and desire in that game as well. When I get a chance, I'll actually see who played for Chelsea in that game, because Chelsea do field different teams. But there's a lot of emotion, a lot of grit and determination. So, should Newcastle not bring anything but their best, they really risk um, getting found out. So we have to be our best. Um, Strengths, technical, possession based, often called the Barcelona of the Caucasus. They are played fluid 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3-3, 4-3-3-3, 4-3-3, short passing and high technical ability. They've had their manager Cubano for 17 years. And as I mentioned, that mental fortitude, that they have a very unique background that provides them that emotion. Players feeling that the players feel that they represent a great, like, and I think actually there was a bit of a, I say war, but there was a bit of a conflict on the back of last year as well. I don't know if there's been anything this year, but hopefully not, because we're down there now. But it's there's a big sense of a greater, like, we're here to do something, like, for them. Weaknesses, defensive transitions. This is based on some of the reports. This is due to the fact that they're good at the short pass, and they've got players of technical ability, but they're just lacking that physicality. They remind me a bit of Club Athletic. If you guys remember that game, Club Athletic technically were good, but we just we molded. Is it, what's the word? Mouded, molded them. Molded, is it molded? Not mold. We mold them. That's it. Mold. And that's how I feel like. That's what I feel like we've got to do against Qarabag, right? They're vulnerable to the quick to turnovers, to defensive to transitions. They've conceded 21 goals. There's a physical disparity. They're gifted technical players, but they lack that physicality. They do keep an aggressive high line, which suits us down to the ground. Please do, please do that. Their commitment to a high defensive line and pressing, and that's why Liverpool tore them apart. And so I just don't see them playing low block in their 68,000 seat stadium, where with all that ride and emotion, a sense of greater destiny, and they're sitting in a low block trying to eke out, a draw or a 1-0 victory to take over to St. James Park. I think they're going to go at us, which suits us quite a bit. But we have to meet them there. We have to meet them there physically. Oh, what did I just do? We have to meet them exactly where they're at. What I wanted to take off was this. Right. So, what else was there? Keep that aggressive high line. Don't reveal my striker. Right. So, that's them. Let me quickly look at them in the league. I'm gonna go to the chats in a moment. Not in the league. I wanted to see something on SofaScore. How they've been doing in the Champions League, but also I want to look at the Chelsea game where they drew. So let me just set that up, and then I'll go to the chat. But yeah, like I said, I expect Newcastle to turn up as Newcastle. Like, I expect us to be physically and ready there. Should that Newcastle team turn up, we'll have a fine night. But if we're if for whatever crazy reason, I personally don't think this will happen, but if for whatever crazy reason we don't take this game, we're not, or we take this game for granted essentially. At the top of the Azerbaijani league, it's called the Mizli Premier League. No, not top. They're second actually. Sorry, 45 points. I think they've won like 6, 8, 9 in the last 10 years, something like that. But let's see them in the Champions League. Let me set up the Champions League and I'll go to the chats. They finished on 10 points. We finished on 14. All right. So what are you guys saying in the chats? Yeah, big up Jordy Toon for life. So Philip the State. Oh, no. I missed a lot here. Sorry, I'll go back. Sorry about that, Jordy. I'll come back to that in a moment. Yeah, that's what it was. Jordy Toon for life says, thank you so much, Philip. Appreciate it. Absolutely, sir. James says we're a little bit out. We're a little bit out to see Miley back in a conductor. We're a little bit out to see Miley back in the conductor role with Sandro. Yeah, no, James is 68,000. It's 68,000. We're gonna, unless we're playing anywhere. We're playing in Baku Olympic Stadium. 68,700. Home to Azerbaijan and Qarabag. Qarabag, 68,000. It's got a picture of it here. 68,700, not 15,000. Absolutely. Ooh, Aaron says the lineup. I'm thinking Eddie goes with them. Well done, Aaron. Guys, do send in your lineups. Do send in your lineups. I'll give you your score predictions from now as well. Thanks, Aaron. In fact, A star for Aaron for even doing that before I even asked people. Aaron says the lineup I'm thinking Eddie goes with versus Qarabag is Pope, Trips, Chow, Burn, Hall. So you're going for. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Willock, Sandro, Ramsey. Yeah. Barnes, Gordon, and Ilanga. Yeah, I can see something like that. I think he goes for a fluid front three. I'd want to see Voltemada play. I'm telling you guys, it's not 12,000. It's 68,700. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me just show you guys. Right. Baku Stadium. That's what we're playing. Let me guys show you. In fact, Newcastle were there today. In fact, let me do that one better because Newcastle were there today. Let me show you what I'm seeing. So I'm not playing any tricks because there was a gallery today of us there. So here we are. So here's the gallery. I wonder if you can see the stadium properly here. Can you not click on the thing? Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Can you see it here? Or are you just seeing the players? Is it showing? It's going to show the stadium. No, it doesn't show the stadium. Okay, so let me go back. Stop sharing. Let me show you the stadium. Baku Stadium. I'm telling you guys, it's 68,700. Baku Stadium. Right. Let me show you guys. Where is it? Let me show you. 68,700. Any one of these images, really. This is Baku Stadium, guys. 68,700. Baku Olympic Stadium, home of Qarabag. It holds 68,700 people. Not 15,000, not 5,000. It's Baku Stadium. This is what Newcastle dreamed to have. Right? So, oh no. Did you guys see it? I hope you guys saw it. Anyway, 68,000. Don't play in the Olympic Stadium. Why don't you guys? Let me do it with you guys. Let's do it together. Let's do this together. Let me show my screen together. Because we've all got Google. All right, so let me just share this screen. Can you guys see that? Can you see what I'm seeing? Okay, good. All right, so let me do Google eye mode, right? Can you guys see this? You can. Okay, so good. Where do Qarabag, I think they call it FK, play? Oh, okay, you guys might be right. Hold on. No. Plays its home matches at Tofik Barama Republican Stadium, while the club historically uses Arizona Stadium for domestic clubs. No. Hold on. Hold on. While the club historically plays in an arena for domestic league games, they have relocated all home fixtures to Tofik Abramovich Stadium, starting February due to poor match. You guys might be right. I might have to eat humble pie here. I'm going to eat humble pie. They're playing at Tofik. Sorry, guys. I'm going to eat humble pie. It is. We're playing at Tofik Stadium. You guys are absolutely right. Absolutely right. How many does Tofik hold then? In Baku, so Tofik Stadium in Baku. Okay, so what's the capacity? Come on, hurry up. What is this stadium capacity? What is the stadium capacity? Okay, so yeah, Tofik Stadium, 993. Currently the primary home of the Premier League. Okay, so 31,200. So Azuna Arena holds 5,000, but we're not playing in the Azuna Arena. Baku Stadium holds 68,000. We're not playing in Baku. We're playing in Tofik. Venue, Champions League, Qarabag FK, Tofik Stadium. And Tofik Stadium holds 31,000. So I think we're all eating humble pie. None of us got it right. I don't know. Oh, did you guys see? Oh, man, I hope you guys saw that. Anyway, so yeah, 32, 31,000, something like that. They are playing at the International Stadium. They don't play in the Olympic Stadium. You guys are right. I'm confused now because it says the Republic Stadium carries 32,000. Yeah, you're right. That's the one that we're playing in. So the 65,000. Everybody's on it. I've got everybody on the quest. Sorry, guys. Jeez Louise. The game has been played in Baku, which holds 31,000. Just for your info, Phil. Respectfully, Newcastle need to be cooking this team. Liverpool beat them 6-0 last month. Right, so they held Chelsea to a 2-2. That reminds me, that's what I wanted to look at. Why did they hold Chelsea? If Chelsea played their full team here, yeah. Let me see. Can you guys see that? Let's see. All right, so Qarabag Champions League staff. They got 10 points out of the Champions League. Let me go to the Chelsea game first. They lost 6-0 to Liverpool. Where's Chelsea? This is the 2-2 draw. Napoli beat them 2-0. So Chelsea started off. Okay. Can you guys see this? Chelsea played Tyreek George up front with João Pedro behind. Estevan on the right, Gittins on the left. Lavia played. Goodness gracious, he doesn't ever play. Santos in the middle. Hato as their centre back. Michael Correa. Yeah, Chelsea had a mixed team, shall we say? Yeah. So I think that probably just says that Newcastle have to play their first team here for sure. I think we will play our first team for sure. Aaron says Bilbao without Sunset and a lot of important players, so context always important. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Antonio Mango said they play a low block in Champions League. Let's see. Again, heat maps are heat maps, right? They probably do at times. Let's go back to this thing again. Qarabag Champions League. Let's see what they did against Qarabag. So let's see what they did against Chelsea, and then we'll go to Liverpool. I imagine Liverpool they played in low block. Qarabag versus Chelsea. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. 2-2. So Qarabag are on the left. Qarabag are on the left. It doesn't look very low blocky to me. Two centre backs. They are playing on the counter, I think, in this position. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. But I'll go with. Did anyone watch the Liverpool game? When I saw them play against Atletico, was it Bilbao? Club Athletic? It didn't come across as low block to me. I thought they went for it. I feel like I saw this Chelsea game as well. My chats. I thought my chats are gone for a minute. All right, so we'll come back to it because I wanted to see if I can. I have to do the. I forgot to do. I've got a player profile. I forgot that I got to do. All right, so send in your. George says, Philip, the stadium has the match 31,400. Yes, thank you, sir. Guys, send in your predictions. Who do you guys think will hold the most possession? We should do. Big up. I don't know if you're first new to the channel, but welcome. Juan Avila, God bless you. October, they find an option. They did. Chelsea drew. A lot of string players. They did. We're all still working at Tofik Stadium. Everyone turns up the right stadium tomorrow. I would have turned up at Baku. I think they have changed the Czech. It seemed the Republic Stadium now. Not being injured at home, they won't play. At home, they won't play a low block, but away it's different. That's what I think. I just can't imagine them playing unless they're forced to by the opposition team. I just can't see them doing that. All right, folks, send in your predictions. I don't think I'll get the opportunity to do a. Let me see. I was going to say, do I have time to do a little tactics? But do I even have them on my tactics board? What? What's this? This make sure. What's going on here? Looks like my JLA board isn't working. Let me quickly check something. My JLA better be working. What? Say complete service. Uh, Jeez, they keep on upgrading this program. All right. Do we have Qarabag before I even? Ah, we do. But there's two Qarabags. There's one and two. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if we've got the players. Oh, that's a different. That the one doesn't even exist. All right, let me see if you guys can see this. It'll have to be quick. I don't like doing the tactic stuff quick because I wanted to do the player secret, the player thingy. But let me just see quickly because we talked all this diamonds formation stuff and 4-4-2s and 4-1-4-1s. But I do feel. Let me know what you guys think, and big up to Aaron for sending his starting lineup. I do think that we go. So I don't think Osola starts. Good to see Joe Linton, by the way. I'll be surprised if he starts, though. I'll be super, super surprised if he starts. Someone mentioned, I think Aaron mentioned Chow, Burn, Hall, Trippier. I don't think Ramsdale starts. I think it'll be Pope. Why are you giving me? Oh yeah, that's why. I think why are you giving me Wolves players? Botman's unavailable. Shaw, Joe Linton, Wissa's not available. Elanga is though. Willock, Bruno is not available, unfortunately. Lewis Miley's not available, unfortunately, though I just pressed him by accident. So I do think Elanga starts. Where is Gordon? Gordon. Du, 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 du. He will start probably up front with who's on the left? Barnes, isn't it? Barnes on the left. Who am I missing? I'm missing the midfielder. I think Willock starts. So I think it will be Ramsey, Willock, and Gordon. I don't think we're going to worry too much about having this type of situation. I think where we're having like how we had it earlier. So you're going to see Hall, a lot of Hall and Barnes play here. We're not going to have, what I don't think we're going to have is, I think Chow and Burn will be fine, mainly, with Ramsey also being an advanced area here. It's going to be very interesting to see Ramsey, Barnes, and Hall because Hall is going to be very advanced as well. And I think you're going to see a lot more of Barnes like this, actually, with Gordon, with Willock, with Elanga, with Trippier. You might actually see Tonali like this. You might, because we're not going to take the absolute make, are we? I don't think we are. They got a guy called Ronaldo. Um, because would you do you guys think because maybe Trippier holds back a little bit, Tonali stays in and around here. Um, I just see with Hall playing. I think with Hall playing, Ramsey's going to be up here anyway. I think Ramsey and Hall are going to create their own devastation on this side here on the left flank. They're going to allow. There's going to be a lot more inverting from Barnes. He's going to love this, and Elanga. I think they're going to be a lot more closer with Willock here in support with Trippier as well for Elanga. So I think what you're going to see is a lot more, rather than um, what do you call it? Where is it? Why is it not? Why is it not? Okay, that's not good. Why is it not working? Delete this one instead. Where's my? Can't get my thingy. Sorry, guys, I can't get my vector. Anyway, I don't know why it's not working. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's not working. Anyway, I think where you're gonna see literally a lot more of this kind of doubling up, not doubling up. Rather than having like triangles, you're literally gonna see a lot more like almost like 4 players on different. Oh, now you want to do it? Delete. You're gonna see in different areas, either in and around here, Langa on the right, or inverting with Trippier coming in here. If Willock, we know, loves to get central as well. Hopefully not blocking each other's paths. That would be annoying. That happened a little bit on occasions against Spurs. I think you're going to see a lot more of this. We're a bit open this way, so maybe Tonali does stay back, or Tonali goes with Trippier at different times. Don't know when. With Trippier holding back, or Hall, really. But the idea being that we still cause either on either side of the wing. So come on, please work, please work, please work. Oh man, it's not working. Oh gosh, it's not working. Fine, whatever. On either side, and what you also get is sometimes either Ramsey or Barnes. You get Barnes going out wide here. Hall doing the underlapping runs with Ramsey joining, Gordon joining in, Elanga joining in, Willock joining in. So you're going to always have 3 or 4 Newcastle players overloading this Qarabag front line. The idea being, tell me this works. Something's got to. Here we go. Us trying to get into this penalty box quite a bit. I want to see a lot more shots from outside the box as well. Qarabag will try to press us. Also, will try to hit us on the counter attack. Again, I'm not sure how quick and physical and which players to look out for. I would imagine Chow, Trippier, Burn, or Tonali joining in should be enough to handle them, but we'll see. But send in your predictions. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Newcastle win. I'm going to go for I think Barnes will score. I think Barnes, Willock, and Gordon are my goal scorers. Send in your predictions. Send in your scores. Let me know. Send in your prediction scorers. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Now I want to talk about my scout and profile play, but let me first talk about let me do the. My head's close to the camera. Let me see what you guys are saying. James goes going for Pope, Trippier, Chow, Burn, Hall, Sandro, Ramsey, Voldemort. They go for Voldemort, Barnes, and Langa, and final Gordon as a forward. Fair play. Maybe Voldemort comes off the bench and gets a goal. Adrian's going for a 4-1 Newcastle. Would love that. Jordy Toon for live. Thank you for presenting your lineup. Pope, Trippier, Hall, Sandro. You've also gone for Voldemort as well. Joe Linton on the bench. 2-0. Big up Nathan. God bless you. Good to see you. Baltimore to the stars this one. You guys are like, you might be right. You might be right. You might be right. This might be the game for him, to be honest. You never know. All right. So, player. Some of you would have seen the screen, but right. Before I actually show the scout profile, let me just show you the. It was not a recent news report, but maybe it was missed a bit. I want to do. Is it this one? I think it is. Right. So the player I want to talk about is. This is on January 10th. Ollie Hawkins, Newcastle fighting to sign Mateus Mane. Newcastle fighting to sign Mateus Mane now. 18-year-old from Wolves. So Newcastle may have money. So this obviously during the transfer window. So it's talking in present terms. Newcastle may have the money to do business this month, but it seems to me clear that they're all only pursuing the right player for the right price. Long-term planning. One player who fits the mold is Mateus Mane, who's Portuguese-born, but he's also played. He's actually played for England. He's only played for England actually. The 18-year-old attacker has shown since breaking into Rob Edwards' side. At the time, they were managed by Rob Edwards, scoring brilliant goals. Are they still managed by Rob Edwards? 3-0 against in a Wolves' 3-0 win over West Ham. This brings us to the news of of the news of Newcastle's interest, with the Mail reporting that Newcastle, one of the Premier League clubs, who are seeking to strike an early deal for the talented teenager. The other clubs are Man United and Liverpool. We're going to talk about them in a minute. Newcastle are believed to be big admirers, but they face a real fight for his signature with plenty of rival interest in him. The Mail states that the Wolves insist he's not for sale, and he wasn't. But also Arsenal, Man City, and Spurs. But I think it's really Man United and Liverpool that have been looking for him as well. Speaking after his first Premier League goal against West Ham, Mane said, "I've always thought I'm fearless. I'm not scared of anything. I feel like I deserve to be here. I like that mentality." He says, "It's always been a dream to play in the Premier League, and you have to take it. I have to keep working, getting the ball and driving at players. That's what I do." So that's how he describes himself, and he's really good at the dribbling, driving at players. That's what he does. Now, where did I want to take here? Let me go back to let me know if you guys have watched him play. Let me know what your thoughts are so far. Let me just bring up his thingy-majig. Jordy Toon says that a carrier bag on Sandra's shoulder on the picture. No, it's like yes, it's kind of like a stick, like a for the long journey to Qarabag and back. Though I didn't mean it as a pun like that. Though I didn't mean to come up with a pun like that. James says he's a player that I want, but one of the top 5 clubs are going to smash and grab him for less than half a million. I don't think they're going to get him. Well, Wolves want between, I think, 45 million for them, and I think Newcastle will pay it. Whether the other clubs will, and I think there's other things that are tied up to that, where I think Newcastle have a chance. But let me know something. Let me know what you guys think about this. So, right. So, he's 18 breakout star, which is 18-year-old breakout star. So this season, known for his explosive pace and I've got to take off the chat for a minute. So I can still see the chat, but I got to hide this. Known for his explosive pace, technical maturity, and versatility, is currently being tracked by top-tier clubs including Liverpool, Man United, and Newcastle United, with a reported valuation of £50 million. Whether they'd want to pay £50 million for him is a different thing. I'll come to it in a moment. Something I want to say. Player profile and playing style. Now, this is an interesting one because there's different positions and areas that he plays. Mane is a modern, multifaceted attacker capable of playing as a number 10, a right winger, or a centre forward. Speaking of someone that can play with Baltimore, his style is often compared to a young Diogo Jota, God rest his soul, due to his intense pressing and ability to operate across the front line. So, explosive ball carrying. He's a higher volume dribbler. Newcastle love those, 97 percentile. Tactical maturity, and there are scouting reports. So I think it's Robin Rees or Robin Williams that I read. Where is it? Where are you? Scouting profile. It's not that one. That's the A and B. It's this one. His name is, and I do ask, he scouted him by Willam Rees on the 1st of the 1st, 2026. Willam Rees. Mateus Mane match report. This is against Wolverhampton versus Man United. Really, really good scouting report. Anyway, back to this. So tactical maturity, despite his age, scouts highlight his footballing brain, specifically his clever position and and his ability in tight spaces. Though to add to that, through that report, I did say that he can be a little bit one-footed, and defenders were clocked onto that and would push him to his left. He's a high intensity pressing, so he takes a lot of pride in his defending. Like it was noted in the scout, but he does take a lot of pride in his defending. He fits a high pressing system, Newcastle United, frequently leading his team in goal creating actions and winning fouls due to his directness and work rate. So there's a lot to like about him. Now, strengths, pace and acceleration, dribbling, versatility, can play anywhere across the front three and a little bit in the midfield. Composure, clinical finishing, and calm in front of goal. Weaknesses, physical strength. He's not the biggest or the most physically imposing of guys. And despite all his dribble attempts, he's got a fairly low efficiency for it. That could be because he plays for Wolves. And again, the other scouting reports do say if he played for a more possession-based team, that you probably see him shine a little bit more, be a bit more effective with the dribbling. Aerial duels, he's not going to win those. Passing accuracy is quite low as well. I wonder again if that's because he plays for Wolves. So far this season, he's had 15 appearances, 9 starts. He's played 197 minutes. I think not too far from Willock. It's probably the same amount as Willock. He scored 2 goals, has 1 assist in the Premier League. He gets about 1 shot on target per game, nearly 2. And he wins quite a bit of fouls, at least 2 fouls per game, nearly 3 fouls per game, which isn't bad. As mentioned, he was born in Portugal, moved to England in 2016, developed at Rochdale Academy before joining Wolves in 2024. International status, so he's got a dual national eligible for Portugal and England, although he's been playing for England from the under-18s, and that's previously part of England's part of Portugal's under-17s setup, which is crazy. Recent form, he scored in consecutive games against West Ham and Everton in January 2026, solidified his place as a regular starter. So we know he can handle himself in the Premier League thus far, right? Now, this is the interesting part. So Man United, Liverpool, and Newcastle are all interested in, but they want him for different things and for different reasons, which highlights his versatility. Now, this is the part I'm going to say something. I'm going to speculate to accumulate. So Man United, this was done when I think Ruben Amorim was still in charge, rather than Michael Carrick. So it's going to be a little bit different. So when Man United wanted him under Ruben Amorim, they wanted him as a left winger because he uses his right foot, so he'd invert, so like an inverted winger. Identified as a direct replacement for departing wide players, seen as, so I think Jadon Sancho and Rashford. So he's going to be a replacement for them as a potential fit for Ruben Amorim's system, right? Liverpool, they want him as an attacking midfielder. So Liverpool viewed him as a dynamic number 10 or a wide forward to provide depth and competition with Arnstott's high-intensity midfield rotation. Okay, so I think maybe Gapco gets sold and the young Mateus Nunes comes in. Newcastle United are looking at him as a right winger / attacking midfielder. So seen as a long-term development option and a successor to Jacob Murphy. So him and the Langer down that side. This is where I differ, and this is with that analysis, and this is where I'm going to ask you guys for your context. I think he's more of a left winger who can play right, and I think Newcastle could potentially be looking for him. And I hate to say this because this is all like, it is what it is. That he could be a replacement for maybe Gordon on that left wing. And I hate putting Gordon into this because every year he gets put into it and he ends up staying. So I hope Gordon stays, right? It could be a replacement for Osola, actually. How about that? We sell a solo and get young Mane. That'll be even better, right? And then Gordon moves central and rotates with Wissa and others, for instance. That'll be the ideal. I just thought of that just now. But I see him either way. I see Mane more as a left wing forward in our system, who can invert, who can shoot, who can cross, but also he can play right wing forward because Eddie does like to have a more of a classical right wing winger on that right hand side, i.e., he's right footed. He plays on the right, and he can swing he can do those. He can use his right foot to swing those balls in as well. So it could be that. But I see him, me personally, I see him more as a left wing forward. So let me know what you guys think about that. So I'm going to play a few clips of him. Um, Wolves are valuing him at 50 million. Let me know, you guys. Would you take him? And if we do buy him, who do you think he goes in for? Now, I've got a couple clips of him. There's tons of clips of him when he was playing like under 18 to 17. I'm going to show him a little bit in the Premier League. So that's a little bit more limited, but I think it's worth seeing. Here we go. That's the one I want to show. Make sure you guys can see that. Yes, you can. Let me take off the volume. So this is him in the number 36. Look out for the number 6. And this is him so this is starting against West Ham. And this is him on the left-hand side, actually. On the left-hand side. So again, you can see him driving in there with the ball, someone else picking it up, winning the balls, winning fouls, really. Here we go. Right, lovely first touch. This is against Man City. He's pretty good with his back to goal as well. Playing quite centrally there. Again, down the list, this left-hand side. Using his right foot. Running into the space here against City. Again, down the left-hand side. Good play. Lovely first touch. Again, this is the part that he likes. And this is what Eddie Howe likes. Well, apart from him hitting it over the stadium. But in taking it on, dribbling, going at his players. Again, down the left-hand side. Using his trickery. To get past his man here. Right footed there. Didn't want to use his left foot. Again, in the central areas, pretty good. Good awareness there. Turns, sets off an attack. This way he can play centrally as well. And drives. This time on the right-hand side. And this way his right foot's pretty good. Not too bad on the cut in. Again, on the right-hand side as well. Showing his versatility. Man on right, run on his right, but quite inverted as well. Decent ball in, picking up this time on the left-hand side. Good turn, really quick turn. As well, using his right foot again. How right-footed is he, I wonder? He does. You do see a couple clips of him swinging the ball in with his left foot. Oh, lovely. Unlucky. Should have got a penalty for that. Again, so you can see why Newcastle then picking it up again, back to goal. Lovely hold of the defender. Great through the legs there. He's pretty good centrally, actually. If we keep playing that diamond midfield where Willock was, him driving at the ball there, not too bad. Okay, keeping the run going. Unlucky. He might be playing a lot more. So let me know what you guys think. Oops, stop. Let me know what you guys think. On Brazil Scout, they matched him to Luis Diaz, Diamande. Interesting player. I hope it's not for Gordon. I hope it's for Osola. But that will be my only worry. Let me know what you guys think. James says, but yes, I'm guessing they are not including the relegation price. Generally drop a lot though. That's true. That's another factor actually. James says, the only thing I'd say, I don't know if he's still growing the stage, is a little bit short for Eddie. Shorter than he's short, yeah. But I think there's flexibility because we've got a lot of big players anyway. Maybe just it's time to get someone different. James says he's more for me like false nine or an attacking midfield. When I start watching him play, of course, I got interested in him when he started to score goals. Yeah, exactly. He scored good goals as well. So, especially if we play at the tip of that diamond where Willock was playing, and Willock's another replacement that we get him for as well. Another person I think we're going to sell. So, let's see. I would consider him. I have to watch him a little bit more, but I would want Newcastle to consider him. From what the scout reports are saying, defensive contributions, is running, is dribbling, his ability in close spaces. He can play as a playmaking wide forward as well. I think there's a lot of options of how we'll use him. He's a bit different to what we got. So I think he's definitely one to watch. And if we can, I think we should go for him for sure. All right, folks. So you've been absolutely phenomenal. We did the match reaction to that Villa game, as well as going back again to the Spurs game and looking at the diamond formation and or the 4-2-3-1 and trying to figure out what formation, what tactics we're exactly using. But we're looking very good, very fluid. And I think that the players are looking a lot more comfortable as well. Our rest defense is a lot better, especially when we're attacking. So that was good to look at. Then we did the match preview for the game against Qarabag. I think we're playing I forgot the name of the stadium, Tofik Stadium, something. The one that's got 31,000 people is better than the 65,000. Now I'd have been worrying because of the home advantage, right? But we're playing at a 32,000 stadium. There's a lot of emotions riding for Qarabag in this game. The country's been in war and the team has been in mad like situations because of war and refugees and being like refugees in their own land. So there's a lot riding on this. Their coach has been there for 17 years, but Newcastle have to turn up. I think they will turn up and show their physicality. I predicted them to win 3-0 with Gordon, Ramsey, and Willock as the scorers, I think. A good few of you also chose wins as well. So that's something taken home. Hopefully we can take that. We can take a win home. And we did a scouting profile of Mateus Mane, who's been linked to Newcastle. Very versatile young forward, 18 years old. Who would he replace at Newcastle? I hope it's either Willock or Sola rather than a Gordon, for instance. But he's quite a versatile player. Can be an attacking midfielder like a Diogo Jota, or on the left or on the right. I think he's quite different to what we have. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on him to see how he plays. But certainly, if he does come to Newcastle, I think I'll look forward to it. But you guys have been phenomenal. You've been liking, you've been sharing, you've been subscribing, you've been commenting, you've been sending in your lineups, you've been sending your score predictions in this late hour. God bless you all for that. Make sure you look after each other. And as always, folks, take care and God bless.